Iguanya nara chukwa chunya pito pawagibe. I no need talk how you go no feeling good banana.
So here again we are, and we need to dissect a few things regarding what's being witnessed in Kenya. And honestly, I want to bring this to the president's attention, that he needs to get himself completely out of that kind of hallucinatory assumptions that the Gen Zs are being funded by, I don't know, Ford Foundation. The Gen Zs are being, I don't know, hey, mkubwa, wacha visingizio. Unajua nini? Watu wamechoka. Mwizi anaweza kuibia mara ya kwanza na useme tu ni sawa, nitajikaza na biashara yangu inuke. Mwizi arudi tena, aibe tena. Hey man, arudi tena, aibe, sahi aibe mpaka kuibe we mwenye uone. Nikinyamaza sasa nitakufa, tanimaliza huu mtu na familia yangu na watu wangu wote. President, hey Mr. President, let me tell you the truth. Kenyans are tired of your cheap red tape. Unaonanga kama we ni mwerevu sana. Unakuja, unarusha mdomo hapa, unajifanya vile unajua kurap. Majenzis hawabai hiyo shit. Wacha nikuambie ukweli, ni kusort mapema. Vile umesak CS, kafikiria ati unasaidia yeyote ati ndio cool down. You guys have stolen more than the victim can bear. And that's why people are bitter with you. That's why people are bitter with your system of governance. And unaambia sasa, unaanza kurandaranda kila mahali ukiambia mtu aweke amani on an empty stomach. After all those people have been killed under your instructions. Who are you fooling? For how long can you fool everyone on earth? Ulisema ukakuja ukipoint watu na kidole ati mumekataa tuongee. Unaua watu, unawaita muongee. Unaua watu, unawaita muongee. Kwani wewe ndiye nani? Anyway, watu wamechoka. Acha nikwambie. Na watu walikupigia kura kiroho safi. Lakini the person you are that time and the person you are right now are two different people. Completely two different people. And Mr. President, I'm telling you the truth. You must bear your cross. Kitanda ulicho kitandika utakilalia we mwenyewe. Mimi nakwambia ukweli wangu kama mwananchi ambaye amesikiliza kilio cha wananchi. Kila mtu anaanza kukugeuka kwa sababu pia tawe ni kigeugeu kikubwa sana. Kigeugeu kikubwa. Hii nchi haijawahi shuhudia kigeugeu kikubwa kama wewe. Wewe ndicho kigeugeu kile. Gen Zs wamekusoma kama kitabu. Wanasema, huu tumemchukulia rada. Alidanganya wazazi wetu. Amedanganya mayouths wako wazee kutuliko. Wanahaso kila mahali, hawana majobs. Manze mtu tena anakuja kuendelea na sisi na the same design. Mtu unamdanganya nini? Pere. Amani. Na umeiba watu pesa. Saa hii civil servants wana complain. Huku chini ya maji wakisema tuteteni. Turudishiwe pesa yetu ya housing. Utarudisha do. Man, you've taken the world too much for granted. And a time comes when people say we better die by the bullet than just keeping quiet and dying of hunger. We ni msaliti mkubwa sana. Msaliti vile watu walikuambia kwa X-Space. And you are the cause of why people are angry with you. Wacha kusingizia Ford, sijui kusingizia nani. I'm just sorting you as a friend. I don't know either I'm a friend or you don't even know me. In fact, I'm not even a friend. Unijui. Acha nikwambie ukweli. Mimi nimekusort ka a caring citizen. And then, I also want to say this to the Kenyan citizens, because sometimes when you want to listen to both sides of an argument, you not only make concessions, but in addition, you may also do what we may call being the devil's advocate. This time, if I am to be the devil's advocate, then this is what I would tell Kenyans. Mr. Ruto is not the only problem of this country, but Kenya's problem was initiated in the inception of the 844 education system, because this is an education system that promised Kenyans a life full of deception and lies. How? That you go through a system of education and you are promised very sweet fruits. But at the end of the day, it was a way of making the citizens become labor providers to the factories that were owned by a few, or what we may call the class that owns the capital. And then unaambiwa, malizeni masomo, uajiriwe, upate kazi, uanze kuonja nini? Matunda ya elimu, kwa sababu matunda ni matamu. Watu wanaajiriwa mishahara shit. Unanunua suti 4-5, zingine za mtumba unaongezea, unanunua 2 ties na 2 shirts, unaona kweli wewe umekaa kama owner of the country. You're like you are one of the capital's owners and you're just a labor provider. Unaamka asubuhi, unafika job, usifutwe, unachukua ka loan, unanunua kagari fake, unaanza kuservice loan, payslip ndio hiyo imeisha. That's the nature of an exploiting government, an exploiting state. It always makes sure that the citizens never move or change from what they are. But you live that life of a lie, that you have now achieved what you wanted in life, but you're just a slave. Then Ruto is becoming a victim because he has come into power at a time when this has hit its apex. The margin between the rich and the poor is so wide. There are few people who own Kenya and they carry it in their pocket. You can count them with your fingers like this, just a few billionaires. And these are the people who can solve the problem in this country right now. It's not Mr. Ruto. How? They need just to go sit down somewhere and change the economic management of this country, and they must change the secrets they agree to implement when they meet in their secret meetings about how to control and manage the citizens as they take care of their wealth. Because they've now owned the whole country and everyone else is suffering. We only have a small fraction, just a few people who are labor providers. Teachers, policemen, doctors, nurses, just a very small fraction. And the rest of the Kenyans are very poor people out there and no one cares about them. Then the government says, give them free education. Waende shule. Shule gani? Kusoma nini? No one cares. Just keep these other idlers busy with life as they are getting older and dying. Then the Gen Zs have realized that pattern in how this country is being run, that we just have a few people up there who are just serving and servicing the lives of just a small fraction of citizens who are the labor providers. And be it as it may, the government doesn't care about everyone else out there. Henda ukahaso kivyako. And no wonder the president said they were still jobless even before I came into power. So Mr. President, mi nakwambia, huu mzigo huwezi beba peke yako. You must address this issue in Kenya, not only from a political dimension, but also from an economic angle. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of graduates who have finished their education, and it's not that there are no jobs. The owners of the capital have refused to absorb them in the job market because they want to suppress everyone below the poverty line. That's where the shoe pinches, Mr. President, and your class of friends. Because people want to be empowered. And there's nothing wrong if everyone lives what we may call a decent life, including policemen who are going to the streets to manage the unrest. They need better shoes. They need better clothes. They need better housing. Don't treat people like pigs forever. If you continue like this, then expect these uprisings to continue because you've pushed people to the edge. It's not you, Mr. Ruto, but it's the system that you're serving. And on that note, I wish to wish you the best in how you manage the whole fiasco. And mine is to wish you the best, but I'm just telling you the truth. Someone who has reached a level of desperation that the system has ruined their past, has ruined their present, and they no longer see any use of their tomorrow. Do not have a problem wasting their time in the streets with policemen throwing stones and even wishing to be killed. Man, come on, Mr. President, and address this issue like a human being. And the more you pretend to turn a deaf ear on this, the more this will continue. And at the end of the day, you are not only tarnishing your name in the current generation, but in the name of Kenya's and the world's history. You have the opportunity to salvage the damage that has been put on you, but honestly, you're just a victim of situation. You came into power at a time when Kenyans could not have bared with this any longer. So take my word, and I wish you the best as you sort out this mess. Cheers. I bless Kenya.